I wonder if anyone's noticed that being in the background in the last couple months. It's so cool. It's very fitting of what show we're sorting today too. It gives you a giant hint over there, so.
Rainbow Ink!
Hey guys, and welcome back to Rainbow Ink. Today is another Percy Jackson Friday video. Today I am sorting the characters from the show The Owl House. I've been wanting to do a sorting of The Owl House for a while now, but I told myself I had to finish the series because I hadn't finished the series originally for it, and it's been almost, 2 years? A year and a half, almost 2, since the show ended. I finally finished watching it, literally a couple days before filming this, so downright dude, the show's amazing. Absolutely love it. I literally cried in the end. Disney dropped the ball massively, because that's probably one of their best shows next to Amphibian and Gravity Falls. Everything else. So, with this sorting video, this video is going to be very similar to pretty much any Pixar movie I've done sorting. X-Men, Marvel videos where we have a lot of characters. We have almost 30 characters to get through. We technically actually have 28 characters because I'm grouping 2 characters together because they're twins. You'll know probably by me saying that who they are, but we'll get to them here in a little bit. Since I have so many characters, I'm not going to go through the cards today. They're on your screen to see them. And like those other videos, most of these characters aren't going to get an definitive answer. For the characters who don't get an definitive answer, that's where you guys get to comment and tell me in the comments below where you think they should go. Not every character is in here, of course, even though there's a lot of characters, and there's almost 30 on here, so that's fine. Any characters that I don't mention, put them in the comments below where you think they should go as well. If I mispronounce any of these names, so I have a feeling I'm gonna mispronounce some of these names, especially the last names, so that's gonna be fun. Also, I apologize because last week's video had something to do with Owl House. Now this week's video has something to do with Owl House. It's 2 videos in a row now. Oops. If I had a nickel for every time I did that, I would have 2 nickels. It's weird that it's happened twice, right? Anyways, let's jump right into our sortings with our first character, our hero, that being Luz Naceta. Hopefully I said her last name right. I really hope in this video and the last video I did. So, Luz, for me, was maybe the hardest character to track down on where to put her, especially how she matures and how she goes through the series, because of course she's the main character. She's that. So I literally had 5 different places I want to put her. I prefer when I do these videos that I don't hold up that many cards. At most I hold up 3. But I thought of Hecate because witchcraft, magic, all that stuff. Hebe because she acted more like a kid, childlike wonder and stuff like that in the very beginning. Iris just because of colors, rainbows, but I'm really thinking against that one now, so let's scratch that one out. Athena because she is smart. I don't want to say smart adjacent. She is smart in that regard. She's the one in season 3 trying to make plans, even though she is getting frustrated, to get the others back home, get back to the Boiling Isles to help everyone. She's the one that comes someone. And then Hephaestus because she is loyal. She's loyal to her friends. She's loyal to those she considers family as well. And loyalty is a thing of Hephaestus and all that stuff. So Iris I definitely want to scratch out. Now that just leaves those 4. It's Hecate, Hebe, Athena, and Hephaestus. Hephaestus I want to keep on the table, most definitely. Hebe I would like to keep on the table as well. I really want to scratch out no offense Athena because yeah, she is smart to a point, and Luz isn't dumb. That's all I'm gonna say. It's quirky. Because she does literally become a witch titan being in that form and everything else. So I think most definitely Iris is getting scratched out, and I think I'm also going to scratch out Athena because there's another character on this list, I'm just going to say counterpart, that deserves it more than her, especially in her friend group as well. So for the moment, since my cards are kind of wonky, and 2 of these cabins were added on after the last Olympian, I'm going to put up these 2 cards, but please note, it's 3 cards that I'm holding up, that being Cabin 9 Hephaestus, and then there's 2 on this one, that being Cabin 18 Hebe and Cabin 20 Hecate. So please keep that in note. I'm meaning to hold up 3. I could just potentially now just put Athena up too, but I don't think so. I don't think in my heart of hearts on that one. And of course, like, even if I did put up Iris, it'll still be this card as well, because it's literally Iris. So, there's that. So next up, we are getting into our first group of characters. Our first group entails Amity Blight, Gus Porter. I think that's it. I think it's just those two guys. So, I just want to note one thing. I didn't say this earlier. I'm trying my hardest when it comes to characters not to just put them in an adjacent place to where their magic is, like Coven. So, like, for example, with Gus, I tried my hardest not to put him, or to say Hermes, because he does illusion magic, and that's usually, like, involves, like, trickery and stuff, and that's usually Hermes, I guess, domain. I'm trying to do that on other characters as well. Some of them don't play out the way I hope, but here we go. So anyways, both Amity and Gus are very smart people. Literally, Gus is the youngest in his grade because he skipped grades, because he's very smart and gifted and talented. And Amity was literally, like, the top student in her grade, especially, like, in Abominations. Like, literally, it's how we met her, having that star and everything else. And so that's Athena. Second place is Hephaestus. Both these characters are beyond loyal and loving to their friends. But also, like, that extra little bit for Amity doing Abomination magic, like, creating stuff. Amity is the reason why Athena got taken off of Luce, because I think she could either go into Athena or Hephaestus. And yes, I know, I put Hephaestus up for Luce as well. Just go with me on this. So I think it's either one of those two. One's for either one. In my heart of hearts, no offense, I think I'm leaning more with Amity with Hephaestus and Gus with Athena more, really. But it's still either way. It's a toss-up between these two. A lot of times when I have a character that's smart and is an inventor, it's hard to, like, navigate through that sort of way. And I'm sure, like, Amity worked with her dad at Blight Industries and helps him, like, create stuff with the Abominations. And, like, she probably helped her dad to get the brands off of everyone's wrist for that. So either way, I think these two characters can either go in either Cabin 6 Athena or Cabin 9 Hephaestus. Like I said earlier, I'm leaning more towards with Amity and Hephaestus and Gus and Athena, to be quite honest with you. So there's that. You guys tell me in the comments below where you think they should go. Okay, next up. Another character that I had a little bit of a hard time trying to figure out, that being Eda, or Eda Clawthorne, whichever you prefer. Like I said, I had a little bit of a hard time trying to figure out where this character should go. I thought maybe at first Nike, because she wanted to keep, like, her title as the most powerful witch on the Boiling Isles, and, like, but no. I was thinking maybe Hermes, and I still partly do. Like, for all the mischief she's done, because she's listed as a bad girl and stuff. But the one that I came upon, again, Hermes could work too, but the one I think I like the most for her, or I think the most of her, would be maybe Dionysus. Please note, yes, Dionysus is the god of wine, and we know from what we were told in the series, and even Gravity Walls, which is hilarious, that Eda likes to have a wild, fun time, because she's listed as a bad girl. I'm sure Dionysus has, like, wild, fun times because of, like, intoxication and stuff like that, and his parties, and also, like, he is the god of madness and I think craziness as well. So Eda's very crazy and mad, and I think she would have a wonderful time in Dionysus. And it hasn't been a while since I put a character in Dionysus, so don't judge me, guys. So I think I'm gonna put her in Cabin 12 Dionysus. That's fun. And yes, I know earlier I said I was about Hermes. Hermes also works for her because of, like, all the mischief she does and everything else. But I know there's probably gonna be someone saying, why not Athena? She's smart. Yeah, she is smart, but it's not, like, her whole thing. So there's that. Okay. I literally stated just in the last one about I didn't want that to be the full thing with the mischievous nature, but here we go again. Next up is King. And for King, King's a little troubling because of reasons. Because originally, like, he is technically a quote-unquote baby titan. So he can be very, like, childish. And originally, that was the only place I could think of, which was Hebe. And then I thought, like, oh, he can be mischievous, so maybe Hermes as well. And again, I just know I said I don't really want to do that for Eda. But I don't really have much for King. I know, like, he evolves in the show. Like, this, like, little, I guess, force of nature is now what I I should say, for him at the end and stuff like that. He did some mischievous stuff because he was with Ida and stuff like that. He's still a kid. He loves Francois and like everything else. So I think for the moment, I know I said this earlier, I didn't want to do this for Ida, but I guess I'm gonna do it for King. So either Cabin 11 for Hermes for like all the mischief, but again, it's all that, and Cabin 18 Hebe, because he is still like a kid. He's still a demon titan baby. Anyways, there's that. Okay, next up is Willow Park. Again, this is another character that I tried my hardest not to put her in the cabin that represents with her magic. I did it anyway, plus one more. That being because of like the plant magic and stuff like that, and Hephaestus, because everyone here has to be Hephaestus because of her loyalty and like strength and everything. I was like, a third place that I could maybe think to put her was Ares, but I didn't think she deserved to be in Ares. Like, yes, she is strong and like has that fighting spirit, doesn't want to show die and everything else. But I think she's more in line with either one of those two than the latter being Ares. So there's that. Like I said, do you remember all the plant magic and Hephaestus because she is loyal, she loves her friends, would do anything for them, and like everything else, like it showed them kindness. And so it's either going to be Cabins 4 Demir or 9 Hephaestus. A lot of Hephaestus going around because they made these characters very loyal with each other and like the friend group and everything else. So there's that. I'm hoping we're cranking through these pretty quickly, but it feels like we're not. Hey, we're just at the beginning, guys. Okay, so for our next character is Emperor Belos, Philip, whichever you prefer. For this character, there is so many things going on. I literally can think of multiple different places to put him. Nike to like show he's better than everyone, and like since he was human, everyone else was witch. He thought he was like better at everyone. He was the emperor. Blah 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 blah. Hera, because like that sneaky, conniving era. I know like Hera is more like is the goddess of marriage and family. Blah 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 blah. But Hera does have a terrible side to her. Like she literally tries and kills everyone. Kills a bunch of demigods and moms, and like it's not her fault fully. It's Zeus is the problem. So let's go with that. Ares, because of like that fighting nature of it all, like him, like war driven, like stuff like that. And then finally Nemesis, like trying to exact revenge against pretty much a whole species, because that's what you're pretty much forced upon within the human world, because he was a witch hunter. And I was like, he has hatred for it because that's like, oh, this is what I'm A, supposed to do, and B, this kind took away my older brother. Literally, his older brother, from what we understand, like his brother fell in love with a witch, something that they're supposed to be sworn against too because they're witch hunters, and he exacts revenge and like tries and takes out literally the whole population of the Boreal Isles. It is downright horrible. That's why I'm fighting with those ones. I feel like Nike was more towards the beginning, because it's more like reformatory towards certain ones, and like he didn't fully want to be there because he was disgusted of witches and stuff like that, so he was like fighting. And I think I'm gonna take out Hera, even though with the conniving nature, like again, Hera, it's not that side of it. And watch me say this later on for another character, but I think I'm gonna go with the latter two, that being Cabin 5 Ares and Cabin 16 Nemesis. 5 for the fighting spirit and like dirty war and like tactics and stuff like that, and then Cabin 16 because he wants revenge against the kind that took away his brother, and like that is what he had formatored into for that thing because he was a witch hunter. So there's that. Okay, next up, I think this might be our biggest group, question mark, that being Lilith Caulhorn, Principal Bum, Perry Porter. Yeah, for some reason I added Gus's dad in here. So down right to it. All these characters are pretty much smart in their own ways. Like Lilith is the quote-unquote smart one of them. Bum is pretty much like rule-driven, and like Perry is like just smart in general. So we're just gonna throw them all in the same place. That being Cabin 6 at the end. So there's that. Okay, so I lied. This is our biggest group with 4 characters, that being Hunter, Flapjack, Albert, and Elidor Blight. Anyways, so 3 of them are pretty much for the same reason, the other one's not. 3 for the same reason as Hunter, Albert, and Flapjack, and is all because of the loyalty. They're loyal to, like, Hunter's loyal originally to the Emperor's Coven, to their friends, stuff like that. Literally, Flapjack took his own life to save Hunter. Like, he's loyal to Hunter. He loves Hunter. And it's the same way with Owlette, with Ida, because he is loyal, like most talismans are loyal to their witch in that way, shape, or form, so. And then for Elidor, like, it's more in the range of a builder. Like, yes, he later cares about his kids, wants to get to know them because of his crappy ex-wife. Hopefully he got all the kids and she had to pay child support. But anyways, he was the builder. He was the creator of the automatons and everything else, even though he didn't know what he was doing because his wife kept him in the dark. Again, hopefully he got all the kids, hopefully he got child support, and he won everything. So either way, I think all 4 of these characters should go in Cabin 9 Hephaestus, whether it be for their loyalty or just for Elidor for the building. So there's that. Okay, next up, another one that's a little hard, but also kind of not. That being the Collector. Literally, I'm thinking of, like, Hebe, because the Collector is very childish and, like, is the youngest, I'm assuming, of his siblings, the Collector Union and stuff like that. Nike, because they wanted to, like, prove that they were King's best friend, and King was their best friend, and, like, prove, like, if she's better than Luce, and being King's friend and everything else. And, like, Hermes, because, like, all the mischief and all that stuff. Again, I know I said this earlier for Ida and King, really not to try and do that, but, like, it is literally a mischievous child trying to, like, prove themselves a little bit. So I think the Collectors, no offense, should go in one of these categories. Like, literally, like, again, I know, like, Kiwi's more like childlike wonder and, like, Aero Discovery and stuff like that, but he's, like, literally acts like a child. So for that reason, for that logic, I'm just gonna hold up the places that I think they should go. Please note, again, I'm only holding up actually 2 cards, but 2 of the places are in 1 card, because, again, these came after the LS Olympian. When I needed these cards, I wasn't allowed to use too much paper. So that's that. So either Cabin 11, Hermes for all the mischief and, like, all the stuff like that, and then Cabins 7, Nike for the, like, trying to prove himself better, and Cabin 18, Hebe for, like, the childness and, like, wanting to play, all that stuff. I feel like it will be more in the range of Hebe, which is very ironic now, because I'm now putting up these cards, like, because of that child nature. Like, yes, they decide in the end to, like, grow up a little bit, that they need to, which is awesome and great that they do, and, like, learning from their mistakes, and, like, especially learning about death, which was a very fun concept, I'm sure, to do for that. So there's that. Okay, next up, another group of characters. It's only 2 this time. That being Rain Whispers and Skara. Hopefully I said that right. Funny enough, they study the same magic and stuff too, which is barb magic. So again, I'm really trying very hard not to just go with their type of magic and replay it with what God is closely associated with it. This time being Apollo with barb magic, music, and arts and stuff like that. But these characters are not just that. These characters are smart and, like, a strategist. Rain is smart, where he's trying to, like, plan, like, Kiwi to save. Is literally the leader of his, like, rebellion group of bars, and that he's, like, literally the head coven master for reasons. And then for Gaza, like, she's the strategist in the flyer. Derby, is that the right one? Or is there a different? It's the one Willow likes. Like, she's the strategist in the flyer derby, like, of it all. Like, literally, she's the one learning the strategies of it all. And I'm sure she's smart, and also, like, Bard Coven. Originally, that's where I wanted to put her, which is Apollo. But I remember, like, she's the strategist, and, like, rewatching the parts of the show that I didn't get to watch yet was the strategist. So, for that logic and reasoning, funny enough, it's 6 and 7. I'm gonna hold up for them Cabin 6 Athena or Cabin 7 Apollo. Like I said, smarts and music, bardness. I said so much that I wasn't trying not to do this, but it's still happening. Sorry. Okay, here's another fun character to get into. Hooty. For a very long time, I was racking my brain on where to put Hooty, or even if to put him in this video, but I knew I had to put Hooty in here because he is one of my favorite characters, because I always enjoy the crazy characters. So Hooty is very loyal to like Ida, Luz, King, because he's literally like their door demon and alerts them like stuff's happening and blah 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 blah. And like he very much loves and cares about Lilith and is loyal to her. So that's where Hephaestus is coming into play. But I'm also thinking of one other place. That being Dionysus, because of Hooty's craziness and madness, and like literally the same vein of thought with Ida almost, in that way, shape, form. But again, like it's loyal and craziness. So either way, I get to hold Dionysus up again. Yay. So that's fun. So, Cabin 9, Hephaestus for the loyalty, and Cabin 12 for the crazy madness side of him. Like, literally, Hooty is one of my favorite characters. Crazy and creepy and all that stuff in between. Again, for any of the characters who don't get an infinitive answer, tell me in the comments below, like, where do you think they should, like, infinitively go? Okay, so, next up is another group, that being V, and technically 2 characters, but I put them as 1 because they're twins. That being Eric and Beth Bright. Yay! And I said earlier, I know I don't want to put it just because of magic and what type of being they are. I really don't have anything else for me. Which is shape-shifting, because she can change her shape with magic. And then for the twins, I know that they're their own people, but they're pretty much mischievous little B-words, and that's fun. Even though I know they grow and stuff, but they're like mischievous and like do tricks and stuff, and I know like they're in their own things and everything else, but it's hard to shake a feeling, and it's hard to shake when you don't know what else to do. I'm gonna put all 3 of these characters in Cabin 11 Hermes. What are you gonna do? I'm getting tired. We have a lot of characters to get through, guys, so there's that. Okay, so for this next here, I know for a dead fact I'm gonna mispronounce it so terribly. It's Adrian Gailey Venworth. He's the head coven leader of the Illusions Coven. Like, he only has like 1 full-on episode, but it's so, how do I say this? It's so vibrant of him. I know it's most supposed to be more like a Gus and like Hunter bromance episode, and like Willow and Amity coming to terms with each other and like showing them their strengths with each other. Those guys episode versus the Loose episode. But he's such a drama queen. He like literally sits in a director's chair. He's like super drama and everything else in between. And I already know where I want to put him. And he's not even in the Bard Coven. He's in the Illusionist Coven. And at least this one time that I'm not going off of what his magic is, and I'm gonna put him in for Apollo because like all the dramatics and like him being a director and like him directing the scenes and like even like all that stuff. So there's that. Okay, so next up is another group of characters. Camilla Nocetta, the Bat Queen, Gwendolyn Clawthorne. So down right to it, they're all mothers in their own right. I know Camilla got a lot of heat from people in the very beginning of like calling her an abusive mother towards Luce. We do later find out that the reasoning for her doing this to her is she didn't want her to have the same experiences that she did growing up because she was bullied. She didn't want Luce to be bullied and stuff like that. She wanted, like, yes, it was wrong to try and change your daughter into something she's not, but I don't think that accuses her of fully being a full-blown, like, abusive mother in that story way, and, like, literally, thankfully people have backed off of that, but either way, they're all mothers. They all love their children. Like, Camilla loves Luce to the ends and back. The Bat Queen loves her, like, children in that sort of way, and Guinevere Clawthorne does love her children-ish. Gwendolyn was more neglective towards Lilith and trying to care more to Ida, like, because of the curse and, like, all that stuff, and, like, trying to, her hardest to, like, but she very just much cared about her daughters. She was trying so hard to, like, reverse Ida's curse and everything like that. She was literally trying to, like, go to the point of literally almost no return just to save her daughter, and, like, they very much love and care about their kids, and like, and the place I can think to put them is Hera, but the good side of Hera, not the bad side, because again, like I said earlier, Hera is the goddess of marriage and family. I'm sure deep down she cares about at least Ares, and maybe some of her other kids that she has with Zeus, not Hephaestus, of course, but maybe some of their other kids somewhat about in that regard. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna put them all in cabin 2 Hera. Like, they care about their kids, they love them, they want what's best for them, blah blah blah. So cabin 2 Hera, so there's that. Okay, we have 4 characters left. Our next character is Basha, the bully of the school, the horriblest probably teenager here. Like, she picked on Willow, she was so mean. Yes, she enjoys fire derby and like being competitive and everything else, and that could potentially just put her in Nike in that regard, but I feel like she's more in line with Ares in her spirit of how she is, per se. That fighting warlike spirit almost. She's almost like Sasha from Amphibia, just a person who doesn't learn her ways. Like, she still acts like this horrible, terrible person when we see her again in For the Future episode, where she's literally like the queen of the school and, or well, the student council head leader of the school and like everything else. So, even though she was like a front runner for Gilmore, which we'll get to here in a minute, I think I'm going to put her in cabin 5 Ares. So, there's that. Okay, before we get into the final 3 characters, apologies if the camera angle seems off or weird or anything like that. My camera battery died on me before I got into the next character, so there's that. Next character, third from the last character, is Odelia Polite. Horrible, horrible mother. Very sneaky, very conniving. Almost don't want to even say Hera in this end case because of how we did her Hera earlier, but still, like, very sneaky, conniving, all that jazz. Nike proved, like, she's eventually, like, her family's #1, and, like, always having to win, and, like, and stuff like that. So it's either one of those 2 spots. Like, again, she's, like, a very terrible mother to her kids, and even, like, is a very terrible wife. Her now ex-husband. Hopefully she got none of the child support. Hopefully she had to pay him. Hopefully she lost him. So I'm either gonna put her in cabin 2 Hera, because, like, all the sneaky, conniving, all that stuff. And, like, even a terrible mother at times, because literally Hera was a terrible mother to Hephaestus and some of the nymphs, and for being ugly and everything else, so disfigured and everything else before throwing him off Olympus. And then cabin 17 Nike for, like, all the her way or the highway scenario / trying to show that they're better than everyone else, pretty much, in that vein of thought. That's literally how she was. She thought she was better than that. Okay, so for our second to last character, it is Darius. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's the coven head of the Abominations Coven. Pretty much Hunter's only good father figure, and I also know people ship him with Amity's dad. So funny enough, not Hephaestus because of his magic. No. He cares somewhat of his looks and like being more of self-absorbed of himself more. Like, he cares about Hunter in the end. I'm gonna put him in cabin 10 Aphrodite. I don't know how well they're gonna treat him with the abomination magic and stuff and like that. I'm sure Piper will like him. Okay, so finally, we're on our last character. There's so many characters. Kimura, said her earlier. So I have 2 places and they're kind of almost in the same vein of thought. It's Nike and Nemesis literally back to back with each other in those cabins, that being 16 and 17 respectively. With Nike, she wants to prove that she's the best. She wants to take over when Bellows like even tricks out them all and like be Bellows' right hand man instead of Hunter and prove that she's better than everyone else and stuff like that. And like Nemesis like taking revenge on Luce and her friends and all that stuff. So it's either one of those 2, being cabin 16 Nemesis or cabin 17 Nike. In that regard, it's one of those 2 in my mind. So there's that. That was our last character. I said it was almost 30. This video is going to be very long. It's going to take me to edit it. And this is already, I've been filming for almost 2 hours now. So that's fun. Any character that didn't get a definitive answer, you guys tell me in the comments below where you think they should go. Any character that I did sort today and who did get a definitive answer, character and you think they should have gone someplace else, tell me in the comments below. Any characters that I did miss, because I'm sure I missed some, like Steve for instance, I had no clue where to put Steve. Tell me in the comments below where you think they should go. Oh goodness gracious. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys did watch Owl House, and I'm thankful for finally watching it and finally getting through it, because it's been a long time coming for me to do at least an Owl House sorting video, and it's been a long time for me to at least finish the series since it's been off the air for almost 2 years now. And god, that finale was amazing. That's all I can say. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. All that beautiful jazz. The last video right there, subscribe right beneath me. The playlist of all the sorting videos are right up there. Also be in the link in the description below. Hey, Percy Jackson playlist. And I'll see you guys next time here on Rainbow Link. Bye. I'm very tired.